morning, Clubhouse. What do you know good? Welcome back to another discussion. I'm Cheryl, and this is the Who's Who Book Club podcast. Monique and myself, every week we bring women of the Bible to you as an analyst. And so on behalf of she and myself, we welcome you and say happy Saturday. So today is no different than any other Saturday that we would be here. The woman that we bring to you today, she is a mother. So I love that we look at this particular person from a woman's point of view as well as from motherhood point of view. Her story can be found in Matthew chapter 15. And before we unpack her, I would like to first speak to what it says about the fruit of the womb is God's reward. Alright? So in the word in Psalms 127, that's the phrase today. It tells us that the fruit of the womb is God's reward. But I think that needs unpacking. A lot of times we just flippantly say things out of the Bible. And a lot of people just, they don't really wrap their heads around it. So let's do so. Because, when God created man, meaning mankind, because as we know, he first made a man and then pulled out of the man the woman. And the only thing that makes these two different in physicality, who they are biologically, their bodies or whatever, is that one has a womb, all right? And that's why it's woman. It is a conscious thing that every time you use the word woman, it speaks to her womb. And so we first got to unpack that. The fruit of the womb is God's reward. Well, what does that tell us too? Anything, right? Anything that you definitely need to walk away from this discussion today is to know that every human being that ever came on the earth belongs to God. It belongs to God. He, she, whoever. We are really not our own, but we think we are. But no. So whether you are a woman who births a child, or you are a godparent, or a foster mother, or, you adopted someone, that child, including you and me, comes from God. The fruit of the womb, anybody's womb, any woman's, it is God's reward. So that's the first thing I really want us to look at. But here is the thing too that makes that phrase by itself so awesome. In the womb, when it bears a child, what about when it doesn't bear a child? Alright? What about when God withholds his reward? Meaning a miscarriage, right? Many women have had miscarriages. That's when, the reward is withheld. Alright? What about when the reward is short-lived? Many women have had children and the child didn't live long. What about when the reward is short-lived? And as such as today, right? Such as today, when the reward is problematic. So, again, the fruit of the womb. We can't start talking about this mother without wrapping our heads around the positioning of being a woman who have the capability to bring life in the world that belongs to God. The argument today, how it's going on, abortion being legal or not legal, and now they can tell us what to do with our bodies. It has always been a conversation between God and a woman. It has always been a conversation between woman had an abortion, that's a conversation that she's going to have to give to God. Simple as that. I remember when I was carrying my daughter, me being an older mother, I was in my mid-30s, right? So they tell you then, hey, listen, there's a strong possibility your child can come in the world at this age and be Down syndrome. They give you the opportunity to end the pregnancy at that age. I'm like, baby, let's roll the dice. Let's trust God, okay? So the bottom line is the fruit of the womb. We just had to start there. So when you think of children, here's another thing that I hope that we put on the table and somebody will pick up later. When we think of children, we think on how they are like adults. They have a spirit, they have a soul housed in their body. That's why, we're supposed to take care of them, of course. But they are little people, and their spirits can be bruised, their souls can be hurt, and their bodies. So they're just like us. Three units in one. So the bottom line is, we can't start this conversation without talking about how precious they are, who they belong to, and the womb that have given or haven't given is still very special because you have had the capability, or if you didn't have the capability, that's where you were created to be able to do. So let's talk about this woman, this mother. Very little is said about the daughter other than she got an issue. So the fruit of the womb of this woman is problematic. Something happened. Something happened in her spirit that affected her soul.